TRW crew, Matt Vasallo here with the Rhinestoneworld.com, and this is our first edition of our TRW lab. So what the purpose of the TRW lab is to try and think of new ideas, try out different things, and things that may be able to sell and help your business, but be able to give you new ideas of different things you can do with the current equipment that you have. So what we're going to do here today, we thought a pretty cool idea here is a custom baseball. So I'll show you here, this is our save the date baseball. So you can see we have the save the date there. We have Matt and Lorene are stepping up to the plate, then the little home plate logo like that. So we want to show you how easy it is to make something like this with your current cutter that you have, and you don't necessarily need your heat press where we're going to use a basic household iron. So what our plan is, obviously, with the lab is to try and think of different ideas. We'll revisit the ideas a few weeks later, let you know how they went through wash tests, things like that, if we're using garments. Or with the baseball here, we know this is going to stay. I can't rub this off. I can't pick it off. It's going to be there, and it's going to be for display anyway. So it's not like you're going to be playing catch with this ball. But even if you did, I was playing catch with my son the other night with it, and none of the letters or anything came off it. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over here to our area. The different materials we're going to be using here today is our pick tool. So our TRW pick tool is what we use to weed the Caesar Easyweed. Now the Easyweed that we're going to use today is the black Easyweed. So the great thing about this is your cost is going to be, it's going to be pennies in material. So this is, for example, the ML with the home plate here. As long as you have a decent cutter, we cut this with our Graphtec CE 6060. Look at the fine detail here in the lettering. So it can cut that fine detail, get it real small so it fits nice on those baseballs. So that's where it's going to vary a little, and your outcome is going to vary a little with this part, just depending on what cutter you have and the quality of the tracking and everything on your cutter. So we used a 45-degree blade to cut this, and then we're going to use our basic household iron. So we have our iron here. What we figured was, because the baseball is so small, we might want something a little bit smaller than this large iron. So we were all brainstorming and thought, well, why don't we talk to Rudy, see if he has an iron we can borrow. So we went to Rudy, and he brought us his iron that he uses for his clothes. And as you can see here, we have a Rudy iron. So it's a great iron. We found out it works great for the baseball here. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with our special Rudy iron, okay? So I'm going to bring you over here to our workstation here and show you how this works. So again, our little Rudy iron, you can see it's a little mini iron, but it's going to work great for the area we need to cover. Now what we do need to do is, for example, I'm going to show you our baseball here. So this is just a used baseball. You would obviously want a newer one if you're actually selling this. And this is something you could sell with the baseball, depending on if they give you the baseball or you purchase the baseball. We would sell these balls for probably around $20 each with all the customization we're going to put on them. But they're very unique, and they're going to pay for it. So what I'm going to do is, say for example this M&L here. So if I wanted to put the M&L on the left side of the ball right here, you can see it's not going to stick very well. It's going to move around some. So you can use some different hot tape, which can withstand the heat of the iron or the heat press. Or another idea to save you some money, what I would do is grab your hot fix tape and just trim a little square out of your rhinestone hot fix tape that you already have. Throw it right on the back here. So I just put my actual transfer for my Easyweed onto the back of the hot fix tape here. Now I can go ahead and place this on the baseball here, and it's going to stick a lot better for me here, okay? So now what we're going to do is just find different areas on the ball here, and I'm just going to hold down the actual iron here, and I'm going to hold it in the spot for probably about 8 to 10 seconds, and then slowly move it to the next area. And again, I'm about 8 to 10 seconds. Move it over a little bit more. And I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, nothing crazy, but enough pressure to actually get it to adhere to the ball. And then what I'm going to do is just rotate the ball around a little bit. Now we're going to start working the bottom half of our home plate right there. So bottom half of the home plate, I'm at 8 to 10 seconds here. And I'm basically just keeping it in place. And let's get this part of the home plate right here. So because it's a rounded ball, obviously we can't press it all at the exact same time. So you just got to kind of move it around like this a little bit. And I would say we're probably pretty close now. So I'm just going to pull this off here, look at my edges. I think everything's looking pretty good. So let's put the iron down. Let's peel away our hot fix tape. And look at how awesome that looks. So that's not going to come off at all. You can see I'm scratching it with my nails. It's on there good. It's basically embedded into our baseball right here. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the save the date part. So save the date, I'm going to go on this edge. Again, it's not going to stick real good like that. So let's cut out a little bit of our hot fix tape. I'm going to cut an edge here so it'll wrap around it a little bit. Hot fix taped out. Put it on the back of the hot fix tape here. And we're going to go right in the center of the ball here, straight across. So let's do it right here. Let's center that. Hot fix tape's down on the side so it'll hold it a little bit better. And then let's just start on this edge. So I'm going to start with the save part of it. And again, I'm a little bit of pressure and I'm at about 8 to 10 seconds. The nice thing about Easyweed is it's got a hot application and you don't need a whole lot of actual temperature. I think this little iron, according to Rudy, gets up to about 315 degrees. So something I just picked up at, I think it was Joanne, or Rudy picked it up at Joanne Fabrics. But you can see I'm just working my way across the design right here just to make sure I get a good adhesion throughout it, because again, this is something that they're going to obviously be putting on a shelf in their office or something like that in the room, or they're going to be sending it to everybody that's coming to the wedding, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty awesome design, even if it's just for, or even to post it on their Facebook page. If they make one of them, they post it up on a website, something like that, just to show everybody. But a very, very unique idea and something that's going to stand out, be very cool, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So people are going to spend some money on things like this when it comes to their actual wedding, because they're going to do it one time. All right, so let's see if we're good there. I'm going to start peeling this off, and just peel it off slow just to make sure that you got the entire area there. And yes, we're looking good to go there. So there is the save the date and the actual date on it. You can see how awesome that looks. And then the last part is, now this is obviously Matt and Lorene. We got married a while ago, but I'm using us as the sample. It's going to go right there, perfect. So I want it to match with the M&L there. So I'm going to grab some hot fix tape again. Let's go ahead and throw this on the back of it. And the hot fix tape, basically all it's doing, it can withstand the heat of the actual iron. So that's what's allowing us to kind of stick the design here and have it not move all around. So you can see the hot fix tape is actually adhering to the ball just to keep it so that stays still, and then we can work our design and pressing it with the iron here. So I'm going to start at the top left corner again here. And you can also use a sealing iron or a tacking iron that you can find online if you just go to Amazon. They're normally around $25 to $30, nothing expensive. But once you have it, then you can get as creative as you want with different things to apply. And that's what the TRW lab here is for, is we want to get your idea. So if you want to post below this video on the YouTube channel right here, different ideas that you've thought of, and we'll waste the material. So we don't want you to waste your materials and things you're going to be using for your business. we'll do the testing for you, let you know how it goes, and if it's something that works, then obviously you have another product to sell with the current equipment that you already own. And that's our goal with this TRW Lab, is to give you some different ideas of different things you can offer to your customers that you can already do with the heat press or with the vinyl cutter that you currently have, and heat transfer vinyl, with whether it's the Easyweed, glitter, things like that. So it looks like I got that. Let's go ahead and pull it off here. Make sure it's all on good. Now pull it up slow off the start just to make sure you got it all on perfect. Man, that looks awesome. You can see it doesn't leave any press marks or anything like that. And let me show you up close here. So we have Matt and Lorene are stepping up to the plate. We have Save the Date, 6/11/2015. And then we just have a home plate with M and L for Matt and Lorene. So you can get as creative as you want with things like this. They didn't necessarily need all of this, but maybe you charge a certain amount if you just did a Save the Date. And then a little bit more if you customize it like this with their name and stuff. Maybe a little bit more if you add the home plate. Now you could do this with a softball, with a baseball, soccer ball, different things like that. But just a very cool idea that we thought of, that we've seen, that people are getting these imprinted and they're very expensive. But you can do it with the equipment that you have already. Alright, so very, very cool idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this idea and it gives you some different thoughts. We basically want to get that creative mind thinking for you. We want to help you as much as we can to give you different ideas here in the TRW Lab. And believe me, there's going to be plenty of things that we do that aren't going to work at all. And we want to show you, hey, we tried this, we tried pressing this to this. 3 weeks later, this is what happened. So we want to give you guys ideas. We want to help you as far as just think outside the box. Think of different things you can do, like things like this. And you can go to a different wedding planner and say, hey, this is something I can do. Why don't you offer this to your bride and groom who come in? And you can make one for a bridesmaid, and you can make one for maid of honor or best man, things like that. So you can get real creative, and we think it's going to be an awesome idea with this TRW Lab. But again, comment below. Let us think. Just post and let us give us ideas of different things you want to see. If you want to press some Easyweed to whatever it is, or decal vinyl, or bling anything sheets, or anything like that, we want your ideas. We have a whole list, believe me. We have a ton of ideas of things like this that we want to share with you, but we want to get feedback from you all as well to try out things that are going to obviously help your business. So hope you enjoyed this first edition of the TRW Lab here at our Bling headquarters. But if you do have any questions, make sure to give us a call. Also, just to let you know, the regular size iron, obviously you can pick one of those up for around $20 anywhere. The Rudy irons, very inexpensive. I think he got it at Joann Fabrics. Might be able to get them at Michael's, places like that. But very cool for smaller designs like this as well. But if you do have any questions at any time, of course, make sure to give us a call. Number's 941-755-1696. This is Matt with the Rhinestoneworld.com. You guys have a great day.